For your next match, for the bout of the evening, out of the red corner, Brandon Dodge corner, we have Jack Girtin.
Back to MMA.
Yep, 155, and that's a popular division. And boy, 155 in Denver, Colorado, there is a ton of great fighters. Listen, I had the opportunity to talk to Jack prior to the fight from States MMA, just a great gym around here. It does. The one thing he said, and maybe you could speak to a little bit, is I said, what's the best thing that you've done? Where have you gotten better? He said, I thought I was mentally strong. Every fight, the mental part just gets better and better.
Yeah, man, it's like I always talk about, David Goggins talks about, actually. It's when you work with your hands, you get calloused hands. But getting a calloused mind, getting in there every time and learning from every scenario, going through the battles and really sitting down and going over those with your team and your coaches, and all of them add up. You know, if you can get a calloused mind and just become numb in there and become comfortable with the uncomfortable, and it gets a little bit easier. I shouldn't say it gets easier, because it doesn't, but it does, if that makes sense.
Right, it does, because you're used to what's going to happen. You know what's happening. You get more experience doing what's unexpected.
And your next fighter, coming out of Larry Miller Volkswagen blue corner, we have Jonner Maurer.
Jonner's from Avon, Colorado, so way up there in the hills and the sticks. By the way, that David Goggins book it's what's the title? It's escaping me right now.
Can't Hurt Me.
Can't Hurt Me. One of the best books I've read. Read it last year. It's hard to put down.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to his new book coming out December 6th. I've already pre-ordered it. I love me some David Goggins. So,
did that help you as a fighter?
Oh, it does, absolutely. It strengthens the mind. It's like my therapy, my one-on-one. It's like a mental coach in all the books that I read.
Right.
All right, checking out our tail of the tape for this fight. Significantly older Mr. Girtin at 28 versus the young 19-year-old Mr. Maurer. 5'11", so the taller of the two fighters is Girtin versus 5'9". They both made the 155 limit and somewhat close in their records. Girtin, even though he has no wins, he does have the advantage of experience, whereas it's Mr. Maurer's first time in the cage.
Yeah, he's had some close fights, and he said that's the one thing, too, that he learned from is those fights where he didn't perform where he wanted to. But we've seen a lot of young kids that have come into this sport. It's amazing how young some of these kids are.
Yeah, as the sport gets more and more popular, you see these kids training at a young age.
All right, for the fourth match of the evening, coming out of the Brandon Dodge red corner, stands 5 feet 11 inches, fighting out of Cease MMA, Jack Girtin. Introducing the next fighter, fighting out of Larry Volkswagen corner, blue corner. He stands 5 feet inches, 51 pounds, Jonner Maurer.
You know, Jack Girtin, I'm trying to think of a nickname for him. I'm thinking Curtains, Curtains when it's all over. Jack Girtin, Curtains.
There you go. Yeah, Jack used to train at Factory X, so I remember him there for a couple years.
Really?
Yep.
Factory X in the main event tonight. You will see Yusuf Zalal. It's going to be a treat, so stay tuned. Here we go. 155 pounds elimination MMA. Zach Girtin in the red corner. Jonner Maurer in the blue corner from Avon, Colorado.
Of course,
Maurer looks eager to get it going, man.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, 155-pound division, you expect a lot of speed. Both these guys willing to get after it right away.
Maurer's got about 6 pounds of hair.
Oh.
You can hear that
legs
one.
there. My gracious.
Well, Maurer may be 19 years old, but he ain't scared to go for it.
That's for sure. And Girtin, you can see, looking a little more relaxed than we've seen him previously. So, thinking he's learned from his first two fights and sort of let the fight come to him a little bit.
Big overhand left, just missed. Check kick. Maurer's got a big red mark across his ribs.
Yeah, from one of them kicks from Jack. Uh-oh. Well, on the contrary, Jack's got a red spot right over his right side of his face. So
Yep.
They've both taken some shots.
Nobody has much interest in the ground or the clinch game yet.
No.
Kickboxing with 4-ounce gloves so far. It's a rough way to make a living. There we go for the double leg.
Yep, first
Nicely
takedown.
done by Girtin, and he just drove through with that exactly like you're schooled to do.
And again, it's such a different game. I know, Dustin, you're sitting there waiting for those elbows, and they just aren't coming.
Yeah, well, Maurer's doing a great job of tying his opponent up and looking to attack in the jiu-jitsu game. Right now he's looking for the triangle. He was looking for an arm bar early on. And
I was going to say, immediately Maurer gets his hips into the game.
you know, this is the crazy thing about MMA and jiu-jitsu is he gets taken down, and it looks like he's been in control ever since he went to the ground.
Looking to wrap up an ankle lock now is Girtin. That's a tough one to get.
Yeah.
He's not going for a heel hook here. He's just going for a straight Achilles lock. And mostly as long as you're willing to deal with the pain, you can get out of this one.
And 45 seconds to do so. Girtin's really trying to put some pressure on it, but Maurer's coming up.
Yeah,
and he's able to get out of it.
All Maurer had to do was pressure forward.
Maurer's trying to get that choke in. Got both hooks in. He doesn't have the choke, though. Can't get it.
If I'm in Girtin's corner, I'm screaming 20 seconds, 15 seconds.
Right.
Let him know you just take your
You
time.
can hold your breath this long.
Yeah, correct.
Close first round here with 10 seconds left.
Yeah, and then you go to the judges. How do you score that, right? Girtin got the takedown. Maurer was in control, reversed it. I mean, I'm giving it to Maurer. I think that was his round.
Yeah, I agree. The striking was fairly even. So Girtin got the takedown but wasn't able to capitalize on it. And
You know, and another thing I'd like to stress and point out is the composure of the 19-year-old Maurer. You know, 19 years old, first MMA fight, and he seemed really composed in there.
19 years old, I'm trying to figure.
Todd was lucky to get himself out of bed at 19.
Man, I'm just trying to get to class, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I think I had my first MMA fight at 20 years old.
Oh,
So,
wow,
Really?
nice.
Yep.
We're seeing the back take here during the replay and immediately getting both hooks in, looking to solidify the position. Of course, they say it all the time, position before submission, and Maurer doing a good job making sure that he's got everything settled in there so that Girtin doesn't have a chance to escape while he's trying to set up his submission attempts.
You know, the other thing about it, guys, is too, when you're an older guy and you're looking at you maybe 7, 8, 10 years older, and you're looking at a 19-year-old, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to intimidate this guy. Then all of a sudden you get in a position like that and go, uh-oh, this kid knows jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's a
Darn it,
great point.
Andy's got 19-year-old cardio.
Yeah. Boy, what I'd give for that. Maurer goes downstairs to the legs, then a little bit of left and a right.
Momentarily there, Girtin just standing in the middle of the cage with his feet planted solid. Thought he was going to try to dive forward for another takedown there, but not yet.
Mouthpiece came out.
You're going to want to
Put it back in.
keep that in there.
Yep. See, I want to, like, you know, you're amateur, but have a little bit of something on the line. Like, whoever loses shaves their hair.
Yeah, because I tell you what, Girtin does those cornrows. He's probably
Yeah.
got as much hair, if not more, than
Yeah,
Maurer.
right.
Hey, you know, that's what I'm thinking. It really anybody's fight right now. Somebody's got to step up. You still got 2 minutes left in the second round. Both fighters have done some good things.
Maurer doing a good job of staying a little busier here in the
Yeah.
second round than Girtin, but his distance isn't quite on. He's missing probably 2/3 of his punches by just parts of inches.
Little uppercut there. Girtin comes back with the left-right combination that connected. Nothing with a lot of steam, though. That body shot was a tap.
I think Girtin's a little hesitant to try that takedown again.
Yeah, I think so, too. I don't think he got what he expected after he got that. A couple of nice
Agreed.
shots, though, by Girtin.
Oh, and a
Big
big
right
right
hand.
hand. That set Maurer back a little bit.
It did, but these little shots add up, man.
Get in there and take one or two of those. Your brain's rattled a little bit. It's difficult to get your body and your hands doing what you want for the next two or three that are coming at you.
Girtin went downstairs after hitting that, and I like that, the fact that he went back to the leg kicks, Dustin.
I agree. Mixing it up. He's staying on him with that jab, too, man. They don't look like much, but they're adding up. That was a great level change, but you could tell, again, he didn't want to go for the takedown. He just wanted to get inside, do a little dirty boxing.
Corner Girtin calling for him to grab the single leg.
Well, try to do something at the end of the round. You got 18 seconds left. You know, do something at the end of the round to try to sway the judges even more. Takedown here would go a long way.
One thing he's doing great as well is that head pressure. You see how he's keeping his head on his head. Staying tight. Here you go.
Got some head control right there. Girtin gets the takedown at the very end of the round. And it was cranking on that.
That was tight.
That's what you want the judges to see at the end of the round.
That was
you
no
on
doubt
top with the
Girtin's round.
submission set in.
I think we might be tied at around a piece, boys.
I
Good
think
end of the
I
round.
think so, too. That was a great finish by Girtin and just a great round in general.
Did he call you boy, Dustin? Because I know he wasn't
Boys.
talking to me.
I said boys. I'm a little smarter than that, JR. I'm not very smart, but I'm smart enough.
And here we are, those shots by Girtin. We talked about it. They weren't super devastatingly hard shots, but there was enough of them that they started to have a good cumulative effect. Mostly I wanted to say cumulative.
I got it, understood it. Yeah, that was deep at the end of the round. Fortunate that that clacker came in another 10 seconds. That bad boy may have been over.
Who's going to dig deep? Who wants it more?
Exactly.
I say this all the time, too. Girtin's 0-2. Maurer's his debut. Maurer hasn't been through this before. Girtin knows what it's like to lose twice. So, he knows he needs to dig deep to get this win.
Somebody's O is going to go.
Well, listen. Ooh, big-time shot. And it leg kick landed right in the breadbasket. But Maurer's a tough kid.
Little jumping switch kick there by Maurer.
Nice little jump switch kick.
Oh, there was a beautiful takedown by Girtin.
Nicely
and straight
timed.
to side control.
Little hammer fist. Couple hammer
going to
fists
work
right there.
hardcore.
Maurer's trying to survive it.
Powerful shots.
Let's see what the kid does right here with it.
Well, great start to round 3 for Girtin.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's got just open shots to the side of the head there.
He's going to have to do something here soon. He's trying to arch off the cage, but Maurer's a tough kid, but he's got to do something here.
See if Girtin tries to set up the armbar from here.
Yeah, now he's going Kimura.
Oh, and Maurer's got a grimace.
that's it,
look,
that's
and there
it.
it is. Good job setting it up by Girtin. Used his ground and pound to get a limb isolated. Stayed calm.
Hey, way to finish that fight, Jack.
Young kid, 19 years old, with some great experience there, but Jack Girtin did what, you said something before the round started that I had thought about a little bit, Dustin, is when you haven't been there, as you look at the replay and you've lost a couple and you felt like that. Look at that, cranking on the Kimura.
Yeah, he did not want to lose that fight, man. He had been there before, and Maurer,
Then he
he
switches
was
off the
impressive.
armbar.
Yeah, he switched off the armbar. And once it gets to that angle, you don't want to see that damage where it keeps a kid out for a year.
Oh, for sure, especially at this level, man.
But that's a fighter where, listen, at 19 years old, you put that experience in your pocket, but you're right. You felt that devastation twice in a row. And listen, you felt it a couple weeks ago. My opinion, you don't have to, you were robbed, but it's still, at the end of the day, that you get an L in your loss column, and that thing just grinds and eats at you.
Oh, for sure.
Sparta!
Man. Makes you hungry.
Let's give it up for both these fighters. The results are in. But a submission at 107 in the third round. Coming out of the Brandon Dodge red corner. It says MMA on Jack Girtin!
Congratulations, Mr. Girtin, headed home with the victory. By way of submission, ups his record to 1-2.
We had some good fights to start the card.
Yeah, man.